is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I cannot believe what just happened. This is breaking news. According to Ian Rappaport, the Texans are finalizing a trade of five-time Pro Bowler Laremy Tunsil to the Washington Commanders. A huge addition for Washington as Houston gets a draft pick haul. Ian Rappaport follows that up. The Houston Texans, in return, are going to be getting a second rounder and a fourth rounder next year and a third rounder this year. Now, the Houston Texans, alongside of Laremy Tunsil, will also be sending the Washington Commanders a fourth round pick. Laremy Tunsil's time as a Houston Texan is done. This is shocking. For a lot of Houston Texans fans, they have always been iffy about Laremy Tunsil because of one glaring problem every single season, and that is the penalties, the false starts, leading the league. You've heard me say time and time and time again, I don't care how many false starts Laremy Tunsil gives me because I know that he will give me elite pass protection. Now he is a Washington Commander. Now the Houston Texans need themselves a left tackle, which begs the question, is Blake Fisher going to be your new left tackle? Is Titus Howard going back to right tackle? Do you have a trade in the works? But ladies and gentlemen, a blockbuster move by the Houston Texans. Once again, they are sending Laremy Tunsil and a fourth round pick to the Washington Commanders, and in return, we'll get a third rounder this year, a second rounder, and a fourth rounder next year. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below, but the balls on Nick Caserio to get this done. You know Laremy Tunsil was loved in that locker room. Whether they liked it or not, the Houston Texans gave him a captain's patch on his chest. I don't know how the Houston Texans locker room is going to take this, but we're going to continue. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ruben Calvillo, and this is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. So make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I am just still reacting to this. This is Blockbuster. I don't think anyone had Laremy Tunsil being traded on their bingo card. But here we are. General Manager Nick Caserio, he really played this close to the chest. I don't think anyone was expecting this money-wise. According to Texans Cap, Laremy Tunsil's trade will create $13.8 million in cap savings. I assume that's for this year, and save the Texans $42.7 million in cash over the next 2 years. And this is where I think the Houston Texans decided to make the move, saving that $40 million, because who do you have to pay this offseason? Derek Stingley. Then who do you have to pay in a couple of years? Not only Will Anderson Jr., who was a defensive rookie of the year and coming off of his first double-digit sack season, Pro Bowler, but also C.J. Stroud, the offensive rookie of the year, a Pro Bowl nomination, someone who's led you to back-to-back 10-win seasons, back-to-back division champions, back-to-back home dominant wins in the wild card game. You're going to have to pay C.J. Stroud. And if he continues this trend of postseason play, double-digit season wins, he's going to be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. The Houston Texans general manager Nick Caserio is thinking ahead. And like I said in the introduction, this is huge. Laremy Tunsil isn't just anybody. We're talking about a five-time Pro Bowler. I started this YouTube channel when the Houston Texans first traded for Laremy Tunsil, sending 2 first-round picks to the Miami Dolphins. This is insane. But what this says is that it is a new era of Houston Texans football. After Laremy Tunsil, who's to say Titus Howard isn't gone also? And I think that will be the last of the Bill O'Brien era here in Houston. Because Eric Murray's gone. He signed a ridiculous deal to the Jacksonville Jaguars. What are the plans for the Houston Texans offensive line? C.J. Stroud was the second most sacked quarterback in the NFL. Now you have a glaring need at one of the most important positions on the offensive line, and that is left tackle. Now I have to go out and see who was available in free agency, who is available in the draft, because now you have to put left tackle at the top of your draft needs as well. Because when it comes to C.J. Stroud, when it comes to protecting him, there should be a sense of urgency, which is why I am surprised they got rid of Laremy Tunsil. Like I said, I don't care how many false starts he has. I know that when he goes against the Micah Parsons, when he goes against the Myles Garretts, he can shut them down because we've seen him do it. This was an absolute ballsy move. I really have no clue if C.J. Stroud likes this or not. If I'm C.J., to be honest with you, I'm pissed. Like I said a couple of days ago, when you restructure Nico's contract, when you restructured Azeez Al-Shaair's contract, when you release Shaq Mason, I said that there might be a deal somewhere. There might be something hidden that general manager Nick Caserio is cooking in. Maybe it was this trade because this shocked everyone. Blockbuster is what Ian Rappaport tweeted. What is next for this Houston Texans team? But this has now become must-see. You don't make this move without the approval of D'Amico, without the approval of Cal Hannah McNair. Laremy Tunsil, ladies and gentlemen, has been here for a minute. Laremy Tunsil, if he wants to, if the Houston Texans want to, will go down, potentially in the Ring of Honor. I wonder what the next play is. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Houston Texans are trading away Laremy Tunsil to the Washington Commanders. Now let me get the full the full trade from Miss Diana Rossini. Here we go. The Texans are trading Pro Bowl tackle Laremy Tunsil to the Commanders per source. Washington receives Laremy Tunsil, a 2025 fourth-round pick. The Houston Texans receive a third pick in 2025 this year, a seventh-round pick this year, a second-rounder next year, and a fourth-rounder next year. And, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes Laremy Tunsil's time as a Houston Texan. I give it an A+. I wish him the very best. You always have a special place in my heart, Laremy Tunsil. If it's not for you, maybe I'm not doing this. But, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts below in the comments down below. New era of Houston Texans football. Laremy Tunsil gone. Glaring need now at left tackle.